So when we get together Monday. But overall, everything looks good. Tuesday. Since I'm going out on my own, holidays don't mean quite as much as they used to. So I got working on that. Something for a friend of ours at work. He's a consultant, he's like, hey, you so
We're good to go.
Sunday. 10 o'clock, my coffee, it's like, at 9
Yeah.
6:30, I put it down.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have come back into the public meeting for this commission workshop. At this point, we have had contract review. I think we are ready to proceed with a motion regarding services with Durgo Strategic Advisors. Does anyone want to provide a motion?
I would move we enter into a contract, there goes strategic advisors for audit preparation work and other financial work for the county. At a cost not to exceed $84,000 with final terms of the agreement to be worked out by the administrator. Here we go. Strategic advisors.
Second. I have a motion, I have a second, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. It is unanimous. We appreciate you gentlemen coming forward and we look forward to working with you. I believe you have some details to digest, and then the first week we will formalize this. With the administrator being able to do the final details. Do you have any other comments, questions for us? Okay. Appreciate Friday afternoon accommodating our schedule, and I think we're really looking forward to the opportunity to build a good working relationship here and have you help us get some things sorted out. Anything further, King? Brenda? At this point in our agenda, then we would move on. You are welcome to stay with us, or if you have other commitments, certainly. We have for the next item, tilt fund discussion.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
So at this point, think you have something you'd like to present on this?
Yes, gentlemen, I think prematurely put this on the agenda based on the recommendation I'll be giving to you. It includes several different contracts and those full funds, so I recommend that you do that to executive session later, like either in the month or. Yeah. 25,
Yeah,
It's
Okay,
not,
so-
it's not something that pressing that needs to be done.
no, but I think based on the nature, we have 2 or 3 contracts that provide both special.
As you may remember, at the last month of December, when we finalized the budget, we transferred some designated money in, and we allocated some of that. I believe the discussion will be about how those funds. Okay. The next item is you have provided a revised letter to the governor regarding our financial situation, advocating for additional funding, particularly for county jails. Do you want to speak to your letter?
Just to summarize, we're requesting $8 million to alleviate the relief from the onboarding costs that were unforecasted for the county, and then the infrastructure critical safety needs that we have. That we no longer have the funds because we had to use our reserves to accommodate those unforecasted funds based on onboarding costs for the jail. We'd like to submit your approval, gentlemen. We'd like to send this to the governor, potentially request a date for the Penobscot County to meet with her to discuss this matter.
The $8 million aggregate is also includes the $2 million per annum for previous 3 years.
Yes, sir.
So that's okay.
So this would be 8 million specifically for Penobscot County, not to jail funding through corrections.
Correct.
I like, there's only, you read it quickly, just a couple of things. I know we already signed on, but I guess we could just still tweak it a little bit. Just in the second paragraph about the going over the issue. One, I know we say the last 3 years, but it's really been longer than 3 years, hasn't it, that we, is it since 21?
Been since 21.
Yeah, so it maybe, and then the thing about. Forcing us to deplete reserve funds, I think if some type of a. Something in there to explain that we also were. Hamstrung by the fact that state law limited that we could raise through property tax, that caused the. That's why we had to use the reserve funds, we couldn't raise any more through property tax to fund the jail, so I don't know, maybe that. You know, it's in between the lines if you read it, but just to be clear why we did deplete our reserve funds.
One of the things that may be a helpful supplement to this letter. I have produced some fact sheets that talk about what has happened. With the freezing of state funding at 20.4.
That's all not quite specific, not.
It is not, this has to do with. The jail funding model as a whole, but I think if it's appropriate, and I will send this by email to both you gentlemen, we prepared this based upon. Discussions that the executive committee
Yes,
for
the
MCCA and the LPC chairs had on Wednesday. So it is. In process, but that may address some of your concerns. I certainly don't have a problem if we find it would be appropriate to. Amend this
So I
letter.
appreciate that, I think if we can keep it with it to one page, hopefully they'll look at one. I just, sometimes you get a packet, they don't look at it. The only thing I would just say is this is tied directly to property tax relief, because as the fact that we've had to. I mean, that's why we had the huge increase in our tax rate this year, because we did not, we couldn't keep going with, the county would be insolvent if we didn't have that increase this year, which was caused by the lack of funding from the state, so I think that, but. You know, that's just if we can keep it to one page.
Yeah, I think, Commissioner Trumbull, if you look at this slide, in my department meeting, it'll be very enlightening. On that very subject that you're describing before we attest.
Yeah, okay,
This doc.
yeah,
I think the reference to the 3 years is appropriate in that. The boarding costs accelerated at a time where the Department of Corrections. Felt no choice but to order us to reduce our in-house population.
Those are 3 increments from 55 to
85.
85 to 105. 100, that covers it.
On sending this to the governor's office, would you like us to request a meeting with her this month?
I think it would be appropriate to meet with her. I know that there are some legislators who have asked for that meeting. And
I'll do
there are.
that.
Have advocated with the governor's office from Penobscot County for. I also have had interactions with members of the appropriations committee. And we are seeking a meeting with their chairs to directly present this, and I think targeting them on this letter. Might not be a bad idea. So I think we can put this package together. I'm sensing that there's a little fine tuning that may still want to be done with the letter. We can work on that and send it back out to everyone for final review if that's appropriate. We've done it through DocuSign, so I think we can accomplish the same. Without us having to physically come into the building to sign it, if you're all comfortable continuing that process. Okay. All right, so I think we'll. Revise this, send it back out and move as promptly as we can on this.
That makes it the administrators.
Further. The next document was, we talked in our strategic effort to. Facilitate the awareness of our unforecasted fuel boarding costs. We wanted to write a letter to our legislative delegation. In your packet, a draft letter.
And I did the same yesterday, which you're welcome to have. And I again will send this, and you send your letter to all of us so we can.
Yes. We can all look at that. I just wanted to provide that to you.
Just as a suggestion, is always referred as the honorable, so in the heading to the honorable members. Of the Norfolk County delegation, that's a political nicety. they will recognize.
And as you have time to wordsmith this, we would then move. Send this to our, for the body.
And I think Commissioner Trumbull made a suggestion that we offer maybe date specific. Do you think a live or a virtual opportunity is more likely to get people?
Oh, actually, probably virtual, but maybe do a hybrid.
Okay, yep. If we're going to do that, we probably should talk about potential dates too, because they go down to Augusta fairly regularly now. For example, next week, there are session days so that the committees can meet. That can be both a pro and a con to us, I think. Friday typically is a day that most things are not happening in Augusta. So we can look at some dates in the next 10 days that might be the most logical. The other alternative, I would be willing to go to Augusta. We intend to be there, and this is another item I want to bring to your attention today. We have received the schedule for the hearing on the supplemental budget. And that supplemental budget for corrections is scheduled for 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 25th. That conflicts with our currently published commission meeting. So the question I have for you is whether we should adjust our meeting so that some of us can be in Augusta for that hearing. I would personally like to be there in my role as both the Penobscot Commissioner and President for the association. We intend to invite some county employees, particularly from some of the counties that are affected, to go down and provide them an opportunity to go to committees, to meet with legislators in the House, and really put a human face on what's affecting the counties. The fact that there was nothing allocated in this supplemental budget for corrections at the county level is troubling to a lot of us, and we feel we've got an opportunity here to raise our voices and our timeframe. So I'll leave it to you to discuss if you feel moving from the 25th to maybe the next day, the 26th, would be possible. That's a Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's critical that we are at that, yeah, this is.
What's the date for Augusta again?
So
25th.
February 25th is the day. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna be important that meeting.
So rather we meet on the 24th or the 26th.
Tuesday.
No.
Yeah, if we were gonna meet on the 26th, I would just ask we do it in the afternoon. And I wanna see if that accommodates your schedules.
Give us again, I mean, you've taught 3 different dates, which date do you want?
So we will be in Augusta on the 25th. We could meet on the 26th,
Okay,
but would need to do that in the afternoon if.
that's fine. So you want to switch the commission meeting from the 25th to the afternoon, 6th, and arrange the legislative visitation in person in Augusta on the 25th.
That is correct.
Absolutely right.
That correct with you, gentlemen?
I would verify with Mary Ann, is there anything on the schedule that?
We have grievances.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, we've got the grievances.
But we don't have the tax abatements, right?
We have no tax abatements on the 25th.
So it's my-
I would think, I mean, if they can, I would think that this much new percent.
They've done it before, and these are grievances that are not really time sensitive.
Right, they would have like abatements.
We have Todd and the KRDB doing their presentation again. We can reschedule that. I have a 6 P.M. another subsequent follow meeting with Dr. Froman, the consolidation of EMS services, the tri-town area, Long Beach, Malone, Medway on the 26th. But I can do that by Zoom, I think.
Yeah, I would suspect that if the grievances could be moved to the 26th, that within 2 hours we could complete that.
Quite a lot.
I think we're facing the time crunch for legislation.
1 o'clock on the 26th.
I would ask you to do that at minimum of 2. I have to come up from Portland. To taking real estate course in the morning.
2 p.m. We switch over the switch over the KRBB that. I don't know if that's. People be whether it can be business. Oh, yeah, maybe we could do all, right? And we can come up with a itinerary adjustment as a agenda. And a timetable for our time in Augusta. See.
Yes.
Yeah, so I seen Augusta. So, what time do you anticipate Augusta? 9 AM? Do they have session that day? Was that committee day?
On the 25th.
Yeah.
There will be hearings before AFA for the Criminal Justice Committee on their second budget.
They start at 9 AM.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be in town for a good portion of that day.
Yeah.
I get back to.
So on 26, gentlemen, you have 2 grievances. I don't know the timeline it takes to go through the grievances, so I'm a little, but we also had a tan. Tan that go on. Tim's piece of that, that's good tan.
Once.
Well, we took it last meeting, didn't we?
One is that on first added item.
Okay, so we've got a vote on warrants on the 26th. So that she can distribute the tax levy to those different municipalities.
Does the TAN vote require public notice at a time? Could we add it to the agenda today? Or TAN today?
I don't have that.
We don't think-
We don't have teams.
Okay.
But we could do another virtual workshop next week if necessary.
Sure.
All we need to do is find out from Tim when he's gonna have that available.
Okay.
I mean, if you can wait till the 26th,
I'm sure we want that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you understand them.
well, next week is not the week of the 22nd. We're looking at, next week is the week of the 17th.
That's Tuesday's the 17th.
So if you can wait until the 26th. I think
Here's a set agenda so I can get a full picture of what.
Tonight's
The agenda for the 25th, you have that drafted so that, well, all right, it's okay. Get it. Yeah. So we have the grievances. And I'll look at it, and see what I.
TAN will take time.
And I want to said I would like to have executive session. On the 26th to talk about the bill. Some of the things that we're going to talk about contract wise. Did you have an idea of a hybrid meeting, like? Body?
I think you and I need to look at legislative schedule, to choose it. If we're gonna do a hybrid meeting. We need to find when they're likely not gonna be in Augusta, and that may be a Friday, but I've got. Part of the schedule, and we can find out when that is and then add that to the letter. If I understand what we just discussed here, we're gonna revise the letter to the governor. And we potentially will be revising some of this letter before we send it out for signature, so you and I can, with the permission of the commission, come up with a potential date that will obviously check with everyone else, make sure the commission can. That. Right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else related to the items that we've discussed here regarding the letters and meetings that we need to take up.
The only other thing, Chair, is, letter of authority for me. All that stands to look over.
Yep. So within the file, and I believe you've seen it all via email prior to the meeting. There is a request by the administrator to approve this so that he can send it to the department heads. Is there any discussion regarding the LRA?
No, but we talked about it, good with it.
Marshall, no? Yes, okay. We would entertain a motion to approve the terms of the letter of authority as shared with us and in our policy binders.
So move.
Have a motion, have a second, further discussion, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And I suspect this will perhaps be a living document that may evolve a bit, but at least it sets the foundation for what we were attempting to do to up our game. Sir. Appreciate the work into this and like you said before, everybody likes progress, nobody is a fan of change. But with the understanding that you have been brought on to do a mission here, and I think all of us embrace where we want to go, it's just how we get there and how quickly we can arrive at the state. Having spent a little time in the last week sitting on the tarmac because we arrived too soon. I know that we're gonna be able to adapt to whatever changes we come up. Is there anything else for new business that the treasurer or the commission wishes to bring up? No, anything else from you, sir? Brenda? Anything we're forgetting, Mary Ann?
Any more written?
Anything we're forgetting?
No.
I feel really. Ryan, anything you want to bring up? Okay. I think we are ready to adjourn this meeting and end our work for most of Friday. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.